Hey, how's it going, everybody? Expat Stacker coming to you with a breaking news update out of Myanmar, also known as Burma. In November of 2020, Myanmar's democratically elected leader Aung San Suu Kyi won re-election. Previously, before democratic elections in Myanmar, there was a military rule in the country, and they have been trying to work as a blossoming democracy. However, the military's diminishing status and power and influence and control has been contested throughout this entire process, and they were challenging the legitimacy of the democratic election that took place in November. And over the weekend, there started to be speculation that there might be a coup because the military signaled that the election was not democratic, and they said that if the constitution of Myanmar was not going to be abided by, then it should be repealed. Then they came out with another statement saying that that statement was misinterpreted, and that they were meaning to say that they're trying to protect the constitution of Myanmar. And there were rallies, pro-military rallies, and in the early hours of February 1st, 2021, the military staged a coup, and General Min Aung Hlaing, who was set to retire soon, he's the commander-in-chief of the armed forces in Myanmar, he took power, and they declared a state of emergency, and he released a video address on military-owned state television, and gave it a reason and explanation for why this was happening. Aung San Suu Kyi was detained along with many high-level government advisors, ministers, and so forth. And in case you don't know the background, Aung San Suu Kyi was like fighting for democracy in Myanmar and spent years in house arrest, and it's unclear what is going to happen with her. But one thing I would like to say throughout all of this is that the United States has issued a statement saying that they rejected this, and that that democracy should be protected in Myanmar and things like this. And one thing I would like to say is that whether or not you agree with that or not, it is not the United States' job, the U.S. military's job, to protect democracy in other countries. It's the U.S. military's job to protect democracy in the U.S. And there are a lot of things going on with the U.S. economy and the transition of power in the United States that we should all stay focused on. So I'm not trying to minimize or dismiss this military coup in Myanmar. There are things we can do without invading them or taking military action against them. Sanctions, other things can happen. And there has been some instability in the entire region of Southeast Asia as well. There have been protests in Thailand, and several things going on politically in this region. And so we should definitely stay focused on it and pay attention. And but the point I want to say is, you can pay attention to this and not get distracted from the economic or political important things that are happening in the United States or whatever country you're tuning in from. So one accusation from the opponents of the military general who has taken power, General Min Aung Hlaing, is that he committed genocide or atrocities, ethnic cleansing against the Rohingya Muslim minority population, and he's about to retire. This general is about to retire and lose a lot of influence and power and strength, and he was concerned about that, and he's concerned about possibly being brought up on charges or justice for that. So that's something to pay attention to and monitor this situation, but do not get distracted from what is going on, because there are some very important things going on, and I would strongly be against the United States interfering with another country's domestic and sovereign political issues. The US does not have a military base in Myanmar, and as far as I know, there's no large presence of military troops with any of our allies or intergovernmental organizations that we have. So bad things happen in the world, and I'm very sorry about that. But this is not the only country where bad things are happening, and the United States should absolutely not get involved militarily, in my opinion. If you have a different opinion, I'm open to discussing that with you in the comment section. I'm not trying to tell you what to think. I'm just giving you the news and then saying what my opinion on the matter is. And I really want everyone to stay focused on the other things that have been ongoing and developing recently. We should not just get distracted from one thing to the next, which is very easy to do these days because of social media and everything else. So, but we have to be responsible, and we have to be educated and intelligent about what we do, what we choose to focus on. And I think that there are some important things that are already going on. This is also important, but let's not lose sight of or focus or get distracted by or divert our attention from the things that have been going on with the precious metals market, in particular silver, or Wall Street, or all of these things that have been going on, plus the political situation in the US, not to mention we have a global pandemic going on. So with that said, I hope you found this informative. Continue to monitor the situation and don't allow yourself to be distracted. This is Expat Stacker. Catch you on the flip side.